my 222. I set it to start at 222, and it's what, 3 something? Is it after 3? It looks like the snow's starting to fall. There's like a flake. There's plenty of flakes in Taos. Fucking jeez. Don't need no winter storm for that. Anyway, it's them, it's not me. They call it Taos time. And I understand it's pronounced Taos, but people are just so, I just think it's funny that people give a shit how people pronounce a name. Like, it's a town. Like, who cares? It's a place people to go, frickin' they eat and shit. Who cares? You know what? Whatever. You know, they go back and watch how the Indians live.
Don't mess with the Indians.
Ma, the Indians turned into something much, much different than what they once were. Everything involved to a big old blob to sit on the couch.
Sit on the couch.
Although, to the credit of some young youths here in the community at the Taos Pueblo, they had a what do you call it? Talent show.
A talent show?
Yeah, they had a talent show, and there's a lot of really talented young people in this town.
Well, that's nice. That's really nice.
Hope they know the right people.
Yeah.
Those are the only ones that make it anywhere. You gotta be in some kind of club. You gotta have some kind of advantage. It's not just by sheer talent and raw, ability. But there was a young girl. Reminded me back when I lived in Omaha. We go down to the Healing Arts Center on a Friday night, and they had a poetry slam.
A poetry.
Yeah, and these people, it was like, I don't know, they were very talented youths there too, or all people of all ages really, and there was a girl that was doing free flow poetry.
Oh.
Well, no, I think she was reading it, but still. Yeah, it's good to see people getting back into the art, being creative. We are coming into the age of Aquarius, so it'd be weird if they weren't, I think people worry too much about intelligence artificial.
Oh, yeah.
Because, there's still plenty of places on the earth that it's not gonna touch. Because the technology is terrible. Because the infrastructure is junk, because companies spend more on going to conferences than the actual guts of their what they're trying to do. And we're seeing that too many people have been getting paid the last 3 years and they ain't been doing the work. And I was listening to a guy that Santos Bonacci recommended. It's kind of a weird match there. I wonder what that guy's like astrology is. He reminds me of dudes I've known before because I worked in IT, and he reminds me like guys that have worked in different departments in IT I've worked in over the years, and in the university and stuff like that. You know.
You have.
And so, what's his name? He's got a big channel. I just started listening to him. Hopefully, and I was thinking about that maybe this guy, that's all. I see people that I appreciate what they're doing, and I see how they're influenced my life, and sometimes I just want to see if I can help influence theirs in some kind of way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I might even actually, I don't know if he's in America or in Canada, I don't know. I just watched a video, and he's got a scientific background like I do.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, so.
Well, that's nice.
We can speak in terms that yeah. I think, and
really
we'll
nice.
see. I don't know, but so far he said things that are thoughtful and I can appreciate. But Robert was talking this morning too about nostalgia.
Nostalgia?
Yeah, about Gen Xers going back into the heart space of the past now, good, bad, or indifferent.
Yeah.
And I'm one of them.
Yeah.
And ooh, this honey's good. It's the bottom where it's all. Ooh, yeah, Mom. This is gonna be a good PB and H. Peanut butter and honey. And I'll talk today about how that is playing out in my life.
Oh, that's good.
Because I was like, going back to the past, let me see, where's that working? How's that panning out for me? Sure as shit.
It's coming back.
Smack dab. Well, going down memory lane with Morro Bay. The drive through Morro Bay on YouTube. You want milk or orange? You want milk?
Oh, the milk would taste good.
I'm making Mom a sandwich. Be right there. I get the first bite. She used to do that stuff. Let me make sure it's okay for you. Go ahead and. That's a good sandwich.
It's light. It's really light.
They're high. I see. We're protein people. We've always been protein people. I'm gonna make a pot of beans soon, Ma.
Oh, that sounds good too.
Yeah, we'll make a pot of beans soon.
Margie,
Oh, I was getting you milk. He's good, huh?
yes.
Best sandwich you ever had in your life, huh?
That is, Margie.
73 years?
Yeah.
Counting?
That is good.
Every day's a miracle. Mom's a miracle.
And the texture?
Mom is definitely a miracle. Yeah?
The texture of it?
Let me turn off my phone. Yeah?
Have you tasted it?
Yeah, I tasted it.
Oh, I wanted you to taste it. It's so. It has such a kick and all the different ways that. You're also good.
Oh man, people are having. You know what?
What do you say?
These, I just got a message from somebody that chipped a tooth.
Ooh, no kidding.
Right?
Oh, I hope I didn't. Herpes though.
Hi, Sheena, not Tange. I see. Now I'm hooked on phonics. I'm gonna have to hear her say her name for me to say it proper. But that's a cool name, though. But my dad just had all of his teeth pulled out.
Really?
Oh, fucking
Oh my
Jesus.
God.
That's like something that people do. Because he's had some chipped teeth. You know, they've been like, I mean, I don't know why. I mean, are people private about this stuff? Is this stuff that, like, I'm not supposed to talk more shit? I'm not supposed to talk? I don't know. Nobody ever tells me. So, but, I mean, you can tell when people, you can tell when their teeth aren't real.
Yeah, that's true.
You can tell. If you can't, I don't know. That's weird. But I don't know. But he smoked for a number of years, had a lot of decay and stuff. He didn't take, I assure you, when he was 50, you got a hair in your mouth?
Yeah.
Did I get it? Did you get it?
Yeah, you did.
Did I get it?
You got it.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I love it.
You,
Your flowers.
thank you, Ma. That's why I wear it, just because it makes her face light up. And so, he just said, F it. He didn't need to. Like, he needed some dental work, but he didn't need, like, tons of dental work. So, but he's just, that's how he is. I mean, I'm his daughter. He's a hasty man. I'm a hasty woman. We do things in haste and then don't think of
Don't follow through.
no, we follow through. We just, like, don't think of, like, oh, this, of what it takes. And as you get older, you really start figuring out, like, the actual logistics of navigating through life. And you're finding out in a lot of people right now that just, like,
are trying to live an Instagram life and they're losing their lives. You know, like I'll see all these people climbing mountains and then dying over it. That shit is so stupid to me. That's just like they're dedicated. I'm like, dude, there's kids starving in America. Okay. Ever since I was little, because I grew up, I was one of those little starving kids in America. I mean, they always said, "Don't waste your food." There's kids starving in China. What do you mean? We don't eat. You know what I mean? So we weren't in the right club. Well, we were. That's the thing. Is we were like one of the people that were, because people sacrifice people. You don't gotta freaking, slit the throat of a goat and do all that. There's all kinds of way to throw people away, to sacrifice people. There's so many kinds of way. Just neglect them. Just ignore them. They'll let them figure it out for themselves. And I'm here to tell people there's a lot of people on this planet. It's how the meek are gonna inherit the earth. There's a lot of people that don't know how to figure stuff out. And I'm not even being mean. I'm not even being spiteful. I'm not being sarcastic. They do not have the mental aptitude to figure shit out. There's a lot of people that need help. So I'm here to help design systems to help be part of the support staff. Not the suck staff, the people on top that are making it hard, And as far, I will acknowledge the release of the whatever. It's just more data dissemination. As an IT professional, it's just more of the same. It's just a different storyline. They keep these storylines and they stroke them like a fire and interject energy into the system, get people riled up to see what people are going to do. And what's amazing to me? How little people do anything. And I'm one of them. I'm not going to do anything. I'm a peaceful being. I am a peaceful being. I talk trash. And when I say I talk trash, I talk about how I interpret the person that I'm dealing with. And then they get mad at me because I'm just talking about how they're acting. And they don't like how they act. And I know this because I've done a lot of freaking self-reflection in my years, in my 49 years. 49, I'll be 50 in April. We have a party if people want to come on out. Taos, New Mexico, April 13th, because it's going to take me a little while to handle this eclipse energy and the birthday of, and it's just, my life is going through a lot of changes right now. As a matter of fact, last night we were going to bed about 8 o'clock, and Luna wanted out, which wasn't ordinary, and I'm hyper vigilant, and Stanley, she wanted out, and I let her out, and then she went and got in her spot, and then her body was wincing. She started like she was in pain. And then I was like, well, it's 8 o'clock at night. There is no emergency vet in Taos. I'm like, there's nothing I can do. I'm just praying for her. I'm just rubbing on her. I'm just loving her, and then just trying to keep my energy from being upset so she's not worried on top of whatever she's dealing with at the proper moment. And I just prayed to God. I'm like, if this is it, she's been the best dog. I'm thinking, I'm like, just going, but it's out of my hands, just 1 minute at a time. Just wait and see, right? Wait and see. It's always wait and see. And then after some time, I don't know, I was reading some of the documents myself, and interpreting just like social media and the collective consciousness as it was being given to me last night, because I was just waiting to see. And anyway, because usually I go to sleep at like 9 o'clock, and I'm like, I drank a bunch of coffee yesterday, and I was like, there's no way I can't do it. As a matter of fact, I should make a pot right now. I'm gonna make a pot of decaf. I got one of these back in, last thing I'll ever buy from REI in Salem, Oregon. But I got one of these for end of times, and I've been practicing. But I don't know, like I got to figure out the ratio of how much to put in, because I put it up to like here, like 3/4, and once it started percolating, see, because that's how it works. Is it has the pressure builds and then draws it up through the straw. And the holes are real small too.
That makes a difference too.
It's kind of crappy, actually. I bet I could make some of them bigger. Just a little bit bigger. Anyway, I don't know. It's fine. Because I thought I could take this down to the park and make coffee down, just have just advertise on my YouTube. You know, people have a beef with me. Come down to the park, we'll have a cup of coffee, talk about it.
That's neat.
You know, so let's squash our beef. You got to be with me because I don't got to beef with no one. I just hate when people are selfish. That's all. But it's not even a beef. It's just like, dude, I see the consequence of what's going to happen in your life, and it ain't going no place good. Selfishness don't lead to no place good. So I was gonna practice with some decaf, not regular, but then Luna, and then she started panting, and then I was like, oh no, because I've seen dogs pass handful of times, and I'm kind of a death of doula. It's just they go. It's like they get to a point that their soul's kind of already gone. You know what I mean? But she wasn't there. She was just panting. But so I moved the fan. But that's like, in the bed, there's 3 of us. Sometimes Artie's been jumping up too. So in a king size bed, it's little mom. Thank goodness we don't take up no much. Because I'm on the edge. I sleep on the edge of the bed, but I don't move much. And then mom, me, and then the 4 dogs, and they sprawl out. That's how dogs do. And so, are you done with this?
Yeah. It's good. It's
I'm
real
gonna
soft.
finish it.
It's real
I might
soft.
make me one.
It's real soft.
Did I eat today? I don't remember if I ate today.
I don't think you ate yet.
Like, I don't think I had a banana this morning at like 6. Anyway, and then she started panting, and I was like, oh Lord. But then once I moved the fan so it was blowing more towards her and stirring up, she cooled down. And then and then ultimately she stopped wincing and relaxed and went to sleep. And then she woke up and was like bumping me in the leg, like, come feed me. And I mean, she was like, okay. So I just said, thank you for another day, good orderly direct, just, it's, receiver of data information. God, thank you, God. For another day with the cute little bare face. Look at this dog, man. She is so freaking. They're all adorable. They're all just such good dogs, and they're so freaking cute. That's Tuck, back there. This is a little girl. Hi, say hi, Lunatickle. She said, I came from South Carolina, man. I'm in a mood. Lunatickle. She's the moon, and she came backwards across the path of totality across America. Oh, wow. Ultimately, she met me in Omaha, and she was 40 minutes. When the rescue put out the email, they said, we got this dog in South Carolina, and if we don't find a foster for her, she got less than an hour before they're going to euthanize her. I said, I'll take her. And we've been loving her 10 years, huh? How prettiness. She says, I'm in a mood. Just in a mood. She's a bashful girl. So, and they all have their temperaments, and they all have their voices, and they've all been supporting me emotionally for, they're good. And so she traveled backwards across the path of totality, and then in 2016, August, and then the next year, was the eclipse, and things have just been like peculiar ever since. Things have been like weird for us. That's when things like, okay, this is where life's gonna, you're gonna have to choose what's good for everybody or just what's good for you. So I went out drinking after 14 years of sobriety. I'd gone out drinking. I said, F it. I mean, I really don't have control over my life, so let's just see anyway. Might as well have some fun. And then quickly came back to my senses, had another moment of clarity. And, because ain't nobody was going to take care of Mom and the dogs if I would have ended up in a ditch someplace. Because you'd be surprised how many people don't like my kind. I'm like, what is my fucking kind? People have been saying that. We don't like your kind. Which kind am I? Please tell me my kind. Because you know what's funny today? I've been messaging my dad. And that wasn't a good answer. I mean, I just think I look at people's dental stuff and stuff as like it builds character. Like every one of them's a story, right? But I'm sad that I got braces and straightened my teeth because I missed my janky smile. I had a janky smile. You can kind of see it in this picture. I had really messed up teeth. That's not helpful. That's not, no. Nope, not even going to stand there and bother. Just not even going to set myself up for frustration. Well, my sister's 8, or my sister, my niece is 9. She's 9, and I think she already has braces. I think her teeth are pretty, because her dad's, his were way bad too. It's just, I don't know, it's an ecosystem, and sometimes people have good teeth and sometimes people have bad teeth, and I'd like to get the mercury drilled out of my teeth. I've been I think about teeth. My dad just had all of his teeth pulled out. Shit. Anyway, so we were messaging, and when he turned, I haven't seen him in 7 years, 8 years. Since I was, 10 years, since I was 40. Because he and Jerry got me that trip down Grand Canyon. So all 3 of us went down Grand Canyon, but then he was driving truck. But I knew that he didn't want to see me anymore because I live with you, and whatever hang up he had about that, you know? So I'm like, why bother? And I don't get to have, like, back and forth engagements with people. I have one side. It's like I don't talk to people unless I call them. You know, I live a very one-sided life. It's changing, but look in the world. I mean, who's really fucking bona fide to be a friend? You know what I mean? Like, what do people have to offer these days? Really, what are they bringing to the table? Stuff they saw on fucking TikTok? Anyway, so I've been messaging with my dad. And I found out something today that I never knew. Because Grandpa, my dad's dad, he was an alcoholic. And he's August 6th. That was when Butch was born. And, good girl. He was a Leo. You know, and he had his moments. Yeah. I had a landlord that was a Leo, too. She really sucked. But anybody that's in balance is going to be a better version of themselves that are all in ego, out of balance, out of whack. And so, I didn't know. They never talked about stuff. Nobody in my family, everybody's all hush mouth about everything. So I'm Scorpio moon, and I always snooped. So I find stuff out here and there along the way. But still, there's a lot of empty spaces and gaps in there that I don't know. And I found out today. And my dad is like the king of one-liners. Like he's one of those man a few word types. Like he don't say much. So I like when he tells stories because he just doesn't. Yeah. So I get a couple at 11:11 today. I get a couple pictures from him. He's in California. We're in New Mexico. And one of them is the gravesite of my father's grandfather. So grandpa's dad.
The grandpa.
Right.
Wow.
And his mom, we have the same middle name. Ann. Yeah, Noe Ann. We're Noe Ann. Born in 1896.
Wow.
Died in 1948. So I could be reincarnated as her. Who knows?
Wow.
And then she was married to Joseph J.
Joseph J.
Yeah. And he was only 16. He was young. Yeah, he was 66 to, what is that, 27? 66, 76. Like 62. He was young. He was young. And so I said, thank you. And then he showed a picture. That's weird. I'd never heard my dad say, he said, that's my grandparents.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, wow, that's crazy. Because he's never, I've never, so that's their tombstone up in Illinois, I guess. Or maybe Colorado, I don't know. And then he sent a picture of a house. He said, this is the house where my dad was born.
Oh, really?
And I thought that was kind of cool. I said, very cool. That's, thank you for sharing. I never heard Grandpa talk about his parents, ever. He was just always snapping at me. Like, pay attention to what, be careful. You're going to, I was always getting, just, Sometimes he'd get us ice cream, but most of the time it was just like, oh, go away, can you bug me? And then and I said, I never heard him talk about his parents much. He said that's because he watched his dad die in an oil rig accident when he was 17.
Really?
I'd never known about this. See, the astrology says stuff, and then I sit back and I wait, and I'm like, okay, how's it going to play out? How's it going to play out? What are we dealing with? And I'm not going to sit and study astrology enough to make it prophetic. I'm not going to sit. It's snowing. I'm not going to sit there and be so much, because there's too much other people that need help with shit. And that's a time suck. And it's not what God wants. I'm not supposed to know. A lot of it's supposed to be a surprise. I just use it as what I use it for, when the astrologers are telling me that I need to lean into it and indulge for myself and stuff like that, and do the extra for me, that's when I don't. That's when I don't go. I go against the energy.
Oh, you go against?
Yeah, my natural desire, because then I'm more inclined to, because then I'll want to eat, and I'll start thinking I deserve something, more stuff than I really do, and my ego starts taking over.
So it shifted.
And so I won't do that. I'll use the energy, know what to expect, and there's times I won't go into town. There's days that's just it's not, why bother?
Yeah.
It's not going to do me any good, it's just, there's just some days I just don't feel like it. And I'm really glad that I don't have to, because it's getting crazy. I talk to people all over the place, and they're telling me how crazy it is where they live. Because people don't have emotional control. And people are playing too much, though. They really are. When storms are coming, when storms are passing, everybody has a one of these, you can look up the weather, radar websites, and so you can see where the storms are. So if people are traveling and you're in the path of a storm, plan your trip around the storm.
That's well put.
So I see all day long, because I'm a part of webs or Facebook groups where they have road conditions, and people are always all day long is, I'm traveling from Albuquerque to blah blah blah. How is the interstate? Well, roads are clear, but there's semis all over the place because everybody drives like an a-hole, and so there's wrecks, unprecedented wrecks, and then throw the weather elements into it in speed. And, see, people don't, instead of accounting and modifying their lives to accommodate to Mother Nature, which we should be doing more, they just try to make more gadgets and like buy more expensive trucks and cars that they think that they're gonna get to live their regular fast lives, even in the element, and it's stupid. And so people are learning life lessons left and right of hey, that's not a good idea. So I said today to somebody, I'm like, dude. So one girl was like, I'm going from Albuquerque to the Grand Canyon. I'm like, dude, there's a winter like I don't know. It's supposed to snow a lot here in New Mexico, and it's just like, wait it out. The Grand Canyon's not going anywhere. Is somebody dying? Is it, is it a life or death? That's the only thing that should be keeping, like, are you a kidney donor? What are the circumstances? Because those are the only circumstances, unless people don't value life, which I'm finding out more and more people really do not value life. They do not value life. I told Dad, I said, Dad, he said, I said, oh wow, I never knew. He said there's quite a Hessic history in Florence, Colorado. I wonder how far it is from here.
That's interesting. Could you write it down?
I'll look into it. I'll go up there. He said when I went to the local historical museum and told them my name, they brought me a folder with the Hessic name on it. I said, that's neat. I said, old Hessics have had much tragedy. He said, I think that's true for most people. I said, oddly, I've known a lot of people that have had really freaking cush lives. And then when something happens in life, they completely fall apart because they don't know how to handle the waves of life because they've been in a fucking yacht, Come on, Benny. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy, Benny. Good doggy. That's a man. He's a Marge. I'm gonna lap it up, Margie. So, anyway, I made some notes yesterday of stuff I wanted to talk about.
You're really in a good position because you've got this
what
that you enjoy, and you can and it's a very it's a cautious. It's a cautious.
Yeah, I gotta be cautious. People are crazy. Yeah. I've been thinking about how people play house. Like when I think about what's going on in the world in a collective later, like if you took everybody in all their spaces and saw how everybody acted and added that all up in like and that derives like the future of the way the planet's gonna go. Yeah. We're gonna have like, some sort of Minnie, get down. Some sort of, imposed military BS like the last few. And stuff, whatever, because there's so many people fearful. But I'm like, okay, Marge, like really, why is it that society is crap, right? Like I grew up, divorced parents. Before I was born, I was a bastard. Knew who my dad was. He just didn't like me. I was the mistake. And so, and I was treated accordingly, definitely. So, I might not know when people like me, but I know when they don't. I know when they don't. So, I've seen the economic deficits. I've always heard the bureaucrats talk about how there's not money to help the poor. But there's always money to sacrifice human life in places we have no business. I always paid attention. Like, it just, nothing ever added up. There's always, I could always see where there was the imbalance of injustice and unfairness. It's in my chart. It's what I'm supposed to do. Is to call this shit out. Because it's not going to change if people don't look at it. And I'm in New Mexico, man. They love their perverts in New Mexico almost as much, maybe more so than they like their red and green chilies because there's so many of them. And they've been, just like in all the other states, they've been protected. And people have just taken a paycheck to not really care what people do. You know, it's their personal lives, it's their private lives. But when people cannot govern themselves to not do creepy, gross things, and then they are put in positions of power, it's really important that they come out of their positions of power. And if people disagree with me on that, I'm the asshole. I'm always the asshole, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyway. I have known a lot of people that have had, like, you know, what you see on TV. You know, and I've known people that just life's just tragedy after tragedy, you know, tragedy. And my aunt or cousin that I found on like the ancestry site and stuff, she lost her cat last night, and I was like, that's weird, because I thought I was gonna lose Luna, but her boy cat, it was the brother of a cat of the sister that she had to bury last week, you know, because it's like she collected all these rural cats, and then there were like 20 of them she took. There was a 6-month period, I think she said she lost 9 cats, and I was just like, you know, that changes a person. I mean, that puts you, but the one thing that I was reminded of, because sometimes, you know, life just goes on and it ebbs and flows, and it gets into a place where I can almost be complacent, you know, where I can just be comfortable. You're good, the dogs are good, we're just in a good space, and then something happens, you know, and then it's just like, okay, the older I get with all the stuff that's happened with my body, it's just harder. It takes the wind out of my sail. Like, it takes me some time to get back, you know. And then I didn't sleep good at all and had really weird dreams. Tucker jumped into a wood stove and burned himself. It was so bizarre. It was just, anyway, rough times. So I just have been praying a lot, you know, a lot of protection, a lot of, you know, bless and release. Thy will, not mine, be done. All of these things, you know. Hopefully the sun will come up another day. Yeah. And when things like that happen, because it's 8:00 at night, I can't call the vet. Yeah, I'm scared. You know, I just start praying. That's when that no place space. You know, when like people talk about the floaty sensation, they feel like floaty. You know, they're just like going through life. Everything's all floaty. I think that's what grace is. I think when we're like pulled up into a higher frequency above the pain of the situation that we're dealing with, and then in that space we can just be present in the moment in love. So their last, you know, however long their last time is on earth, they're not scared because we're all, ooh, you know, it's all see you later, you know. And it still sucks. It doesn't make it easier. It doesn't. It's always hard saying bye to things you love. I've gotten pretty good at saying bye to things that I love that aren't even dead. You know, including the ones that have passed. But nobody gets out alive. That's why I'm like, well, I don't know why everybody's making such a big deal right now, because everybody on the planet that's alive right now, in 100 years, ain't nobody going to be alive. So I don't know why it matters, you know. I don't know why we can't seem to make, like, heaven on earth, you know. Our Lord knows there's enough place for everybody. I think everybody just wants their own plot of land and make a garden at this point. Except for the exceptions that want to be a part of the system, part of the intelligence, artificial, a part of the smart cities, just because they want to comply, because they think that they're going to be guaranteed, you know, every day to be the same, or every day how they want it. The world has different ideas because she's ascending too. I'm just here to offer support and give some guidance to some folks, anyone who wants it. on how to freaking be comfortable in uncomfortable times, how to be okay when you don't have a lot of money and you can't go out and play. You know what I mean? So, because we're good at it. These are the good old years, huh? These are the good old days, huh? These are the good old days, huh? Benny, don't get my banana. Not sure. Oh, I cut myself. That's another thing that happened today. I cut myself here, here, right there, and they're always in the prime side. And then this one was on one of my new knives. Whoa. Good girl, baby. You okay? Yes. Just stop it. It's nap time. I barely touched that point right there, and it stabbed. And then I was like, people that stab people, like like a knife, they hurt. So like the psychology of somebody. That's not that I was gonna go, but I didn't want to do this. But the psychology of somebody that has the capacity to do that, that's like unhinged. Somebody, and then you have people that like stab people. Like I remember when we lived on Manzanita, we couldn't go home that night. I was probably 9, 10, because the guy that he was a lawyer or something. He had an office in the house behind the Hokum vacuum cleaner store on Bocelli.
Oh, yeah.
And he liked his receptionist, and she didn't share the same adoration for him. And there was some sort of falling out, and he had stabbed her like 11 times in the back.
Oh, my God.
And that's just like a coward act. You know, there's so many people that just like, okay, they don't like you, walk away. Go away. Go find someone who does, you know, but no, they gotta just make it rough. The egos just like drive people to do things that are just so nutty and so crazy. It's beyond comprehension to me. And I don't know, what are you gonna do? Anyway, we're just gonna stay home indefinitely. I was talking to my buddy Carl today. It's always good to hear from Carl.
Where does he live?
He lives in Massachusetts.
That's a long way.
Yeah,
Okay.
and
Long.
he got a wool hat. That's cool. A wool hat. He wanted a wool hat, and they don't. It's hard to find like decent stuff and stuff.
Happy.
Yeah. So, and I like getting his point of view because he gets a lot of data collection point. He drives a taxi cab, so he gets a lot of people, and we were talking about how there's just a lot of people on this planet that whatever it is, something is void of them. Whether it's spirit, whether they're just vacant, they're just not there. They're like NPCs. They're just not there. I don't know if it's they're on drugs or on alcohol. I don't know what the circumstances are, but there's people on this planet that and it's taken whatever they're doing. It is taking them from their humanity, from that thing, that part in human beings that we have thumbs. We have opposable thumbs. We we're supposed to be the custodians on this planet, the practitioners, right? And this ideology. Oh, I don't know if anybody noticed this, but when I showed the picture of the tombstone, look at the top there. There, if I put my finger there it is. Oh, he's a brother. Oh, hand me down brotherhood. See, that's why I fucking hate fraternal brotherhoods of bullshit is what I call it. Because I'm not a bro. I got a lot of masculine energy. It's never done me any good. it's like been to my detriment, right? It's kind of a curse to have all this masculine energy in this teeny tiny little girl body, woman body, right? I learned how to just navigate with it. But if I was a dude that like my brother, no wonder my brother makes $165,000 for the state. You know, making his way through all the systems and stuff like that. He's a bro. What do I gotta do? I mean, I can't even get what's due to me. I got an email this morning. They sent me up to down. This is a little continuance of where we are with the stupid fucking VA bullshit. This is why I didn't want to do it, because I knew they were gonna fucking send me all over the place for this crap. And they already sent me 2 hours north to Del Norte, Colorado, and they didn't like the report and the evidence that they got. So I get an email today that to get a call from these people because they're gonna make another. They're gonna send me someplace else to do the. And it's just like, you people, like, what do I have to do to verify I'm crippling? I'm a cripple. Like, I am disabled. I'm not going back to work in any capacity ever again, if only because my brain, I'm nacho neurodivergent, and my brain can't even function with this level of stupidity with people on an everyday basis. And that I'm never going to get my basic needs met because people are just going to turn me away from my service because they don't like my attitude. When all I'm saying is making declarations that are, you know, it's like, I'm never going to be that person that's going to say the right thing to get my way. It's manipulation. I won't do it. And the whole world is. So what? I get to fall farther through the cracks? I mean, it's not like, you know, and then it's like, how come nepotism is it? Why is it me? Is it because I'm a girl? Because the men in my bloodline, they've got, you know, like, you could see there, I mean, bros connected. And then, hell, I got a cousin who freaking got out of freaking Vietnam because of who he knows. I mean, that's because it's all it orders. It's not. It's all about who you know. You get, if you're well liked and part of the club, you'll get to go to places like Hawaii, you know, or you got the good, but you go to the cool places. And if you don't, you suck, and you got to go to do the shit jobs. It's just how it is. So, I mean, if he's my mom's cousin, you know, maybe, you know, and mom, it was funny. We were talking earlier. I said, Mom, they're trying to, I was looking up how far, it's 146 miles from where I live to Albuquerque. And so I got to get somebody to freaking hang out with Mom. It's such a fucking, it's like, cause it's just so stupid. It's just all like, they don't care about veterans. Nobody gives a shit. I wish they'd stop saying they didn't. It's disingenuous. It's insulting. It's a smack in the face, really. And so, it's 146 miles, and so I started thinking, I said, Mom, they want me to go to Albuquerque. I don't want to go to Albuquerque. It's like, it's a no man's land. It's dangerous. It's like everybody's shooting each other. Everybody's on drugs. It's not a freaking night. And Mom, and she said it was like that. I said it was like that when you were a little girl, because that's where she had all of her foot surgeries done. Because she got adopted by a man that was highly connected.
You know who that was?
Robert Yoakum, your dad.
Her dad.
Yeah. So, I mean, he had a cush life because he's a part of the brotherhood. And I'm just like sick of all this club stuff. All of it, everywhere, my whole life. I'm told, like, I don't participate in life because I don't go to AA because it's just another version of a club. And only in AA that they tout about how, you know, you got to act better than you feel and make sure that if you don't like people, they never know it. And I'm just like, but you know what? That led me to believe that I had a lot more friends in AA in Omaha in Bellevue than I did.
Oh, wow.
And I really didn't, but they were just faking it. But here I'm like, I'm truly like my heart is open to these people, and I care deeply about these people, and I thought that they made me a part of their community when all they did was teach me discernment on to decipher what is true and what is not. So thanks for that, Mo Lampy.
No kidding.
All of them, man.
And they all
They all suck. Anyway, hey, Lord Bear, what's up? I'm a divine female. I don't know about that. I don't know. I have good days and bad days. Anyway, like everybody else, I went to the flower shop yesterday. Where is it? Where did I put it? What did I do with it, Ma? Oh, man. I need to make more flour. I got all these baggies of frickin' stuff to make flour. I don't know what oh, here it is. I got a ½ ounce. It's called Total Cream.
Total cream.
So I got 14 grams. It's why isn't it written on there? It's high CBD. It's like 10% CBD. It only has 9% THC. So it's real low. So I was gonna make cookies out of this to see, because that's what I would like to just make CBD cookies. You know what I mean? Make some THC, but primarily focus on CBD, because that is what I have found for me, and I can be my testimony should mean something because of all the pain that I endure and how much CBD draws out that pain. So when I don't go out in the world, I'm not meeting the world above my pain, like having to deal, like fucking what, dude? Like what? Like everything already hurts. My life already sucks. What kind of bullshit are you gonna give me to, you know what I mean? That when I do CBD, that it can take off some of that edge, and then I can be mobile enough to go out and engage in life and participate instead of freaking, telling the sheriff that he's a disgrace to the uniform.
You said that?
Yeah. So, anyway, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? I think I'm about done. I just wanted to get on and talk early because it's such a cozy day and it's snowing now.
It's snowing now?
Yeah, now it's snowing. Hi, baby girl. Excuse me. Excuse me. Oh, look at those flakes, Ma.
Oh, it's coming down fast, too, isn't it?
How's that?
Wow. Oh, Margie, look.
Oh, want to watch that for a few minutes?
Yeah, look at all the dogs.
And then I didn't put plastic on the window in front because I didn't want to reduce my visibility.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Ma, I had an epiphany today.
Okay.
Cause like the girl at the store, she's 38, but her boyfriend's like 24. They drink too much. It's weird. Whole situation's just stupid. And I'm like, sometimes I try to imagine how people live their lives.
Live their lives. That's
right?
That's kind of neat.
Like I'll try and get in there, and because I've been into the front door, so I kind of know what her apartment looks like. And she's a Cancer, and Cancers are real big into being homey and stuff. I'm Cancer rising, I can relate. But it's like they don't emerge outside for days. Her boyfriend, and it's a very small place. And I'm like, what can people be doing? Like, and then it occurred to me, he's 20, they're playing video games.
Oh, yeah.
They're just playing, and that's all people do in New Mexico, is they just play, their playhouse. Yeah. They'll come out, emerge every 4 days. She lets her dog out, runs. I can't tell you how many times I've almost seen this dog get hit. Oh. Like, I'll freaking, if I ever have to see her dog get hit because she didn't keep track of it, her dog, I'm going to yell at her for putting me through another fucking trauma that could have been avoided, but they get so drunk all the time that she just opens the door and lets it out, and we live on kind of a main road next to a highway, a main highway. So just people not, playing house, acting like you care, and then they don't. And then, because they don't do their lives like people that do their lives, that people that care. They're just acting. They're just playing out roles that they grew up watching on TV. And then they act, I want it, that looks like fun. And then they find someone that they, can have sex with, that they'll let them touch them and do stuff naked. and then hang out, tolerate them enough. I mean, they don't care about each other. They get drunk, they beat each other up. I mean, there's nothing healthy about any kind of relation that derives from that, I mean, she has a kid that's 4 years younger than the dude that she's dating. I mean, she used to date dudes that her mom dated. I mean, so when people talk about New Mexico, this is what New Mexico is. Okay? This is what the people of New Mexico are, and I'm sure it's like this in other states too. The thing of it is but they want you to look at, green or red chili. No, fuck green or red chili. Put the fucking chili down. Put the tortilla, put the Mexican, put the food down, Go out, walk around. Teach your children how to walk around. Teach your children how to exercise. Teach your children the importance of it all. Not to sit on the couch and play video games. So, people get mad at me for the stuff I talk about, and I'm just talking about stuff the way I see it around me. They closed the Pueblo New Year's Day because the men were going to dance. All that shit fucking annoys me. Oh, the men are going to dance. Oh, the men. Oh, another thing the men get to do. You know how much shit I was completely capable of doing, but I wasn't allowed because some dude said I was a fucking girl. Are you kidding me? No. And so when I became a certain age, probably 16, 17, I started speaking out against this shit. And it's like, I'm not going to get to do what I want to do anyway. I'm going to let's go ahead and let you know how your system is shit. I'm not just going to say your system. I'm going to be like, this is why and this is why. And there's a big reason why our system is falling, and that is because people became resource hogs, rested on their laurels, stopped answering phones, writing emails. They started avoiding the public and the people that they're supposed to be getting paid to help. And now there's a lot more people on the street. I mean, it's unprecedented. It's just, it's out of control. So, maybe I'll make some hot cocoa. We got that peppermint hot cocoa, huh? And I've been talking an hour way longer than I was planning on it. So, anyway, that's about all I got for now. Thanks for hanging out, Lord Bear. And have you ever tried borax? For what's borax for? Yeah, is it? Didn't they used to use borax for cockroaches? It's a salt. Says it's a salt hydrated. I use soap because I do those ionic foot soaks.
Those are good for you.
Yeah. So, Luna, are you watching the snow, girl? I think she's watching the snow.
Yeah, look at her.
She's so cute.
That's a lot of snow coming down.
Yeah, we're supposed to get, but it was supposed to snow last night and all day today. And it didn't start until about 8 o'clock this morning. Oh, the dog's on the fucking porch. Get out of here. That's another thing. Is she lets her dog, and her dog comes over, and I feed the cat's treats, and then the dog comes over and eats the cat's treats. So, just get out. Oh, sorry, baby girl. I'm sorry, girl. Get out of here, you dumb dog. I don't like all dogs. I don't. Good girl. I'm sorry, baby. I'm sorry, pretty. This is so necessary, not into me. Good girl. But, just people just don't have any respect for other people's space, It's just, they're playing house. That's alright. Keep playing. Because girls that are with dudes that hit girls, it only escalates. I've seen, ever since I was a little girl, I'm gonna be 50, that I've seen dudes hitting women. And unless she leads them, she usually ends up in a a really, really bad way. Yeah, like she'll almost die. Yeah, I've seen it happen to you several times, but you always left. But, yeah, I don't like all dogs. Just like I don't like all people, because sometimes people get demons in them just like dogs do. and then they don't. They're not. There's plenty of people on this planet that are not interested in my well-being. You know, like they don't care if I'm safe. They don't care. They just don't care. They're void of spirit, and so we're in the time of Babylon, you know, and it's gonna manifest in people's lives in different ways. I just got to keep living from a generous heart, so that regardless of whatever happens, you know, I just can't let my heart turn to stone. That's all. That's what I'm rooting. That's what I'm shooting for. Just stay soft. Stay soft. Yeah. So, yeah, I do those ionic foot soaks. I did one a couple days ago and did a video of it. They work real good. The foot soaks. I need to soak your feet, Mom. Maybe we'll do that.
I don't want to do that now.
Why?
No.
Because of snow?
Cold, yeah.
I would use hot water.
It's
Cold.
cold.
You a little old lady? Sissy Lala? Little old sissy. Oh, here's my granddad right there. That's Butch.
I didn't know your dad is
You know Butch, Ma.
Butch is his name?
Clarence.
Clarence?
Yeah. I gotta say.
I like your smile.
I got his face. Well, it's my dad's face. That's where my dad got his face. There. Anyway, I wonder if I could send my dad that. I got this to Grandpa.
Where does he live, your grandfather?
He's dead.
He's gone?
He's been dead since 1996, Ma.
Is there anybody else?
Grandma's dead too. Everybody's dead. Everybody's dead. No, Ma, we're still alive.
And Luna? And Danny?
They mine it in California. I'll look into it. I'm always down for frickin' recommend. Oh, I showed the picture of Grandpa. He was right next to what I was looking for. That was after about 30 minutes in the ionic foot bath, and it started out with clear water. That's toxins. I think a lot of it's can of butter. Can of butter from my wheat. But that's what it started out with. You can kind of see it seeping out through the little device. But I want to give these to people in the community. I want to help people get better, you know, get rid of the toxins to get better. Because I'm doing stuff to minimize mine, to make them, you know. I don't know. All these people talk about how, like, you know, Jesus, God could fix anybody at all time. And I hear these stories about how people have had these miraculous instances where they were never supposed to walk again, and they're walk, you know. And I just keep thinking, I'm like, why isn't that he can't heal me? You know, why isn't that he can't fix me? Like, why is it my body's dissolving? I don't want it to. But it's breaking down. I got arthritis it's everywhere. And it's like stuff is breaking. It's just bad. So, you know, and I try to do things to keep. I was telling some lady called me for a woman's appointment. They want me to go to Albuquerque for a fucking pap smear. I'm like, if they can't, that's it's like, I'm like, you guys got to do better. You know, they got to do better because especially New Mexico, how many veterans are in this freaking, there's only 2.5 million in this whole state. Yeah. There's only 2.5 million people. And people make fun of this state because they got billions of dollars to help all these poor people, and they didn't do jack shit, and more people are suffering. And so it's like there's going to be hell to pay. Anyway, I made a nice freaking meal for Mom today. And me, I think it would be better if I had tater tots, but it's broccoli. I baked chicken, and then I steamed broccoli, and then I made chicken stovetop stuffing, and then I sauteed mushrooms and made a cream sauce with some thyme and seasoning, like my own cream of mushroom, because I'm not using Campbell's anymore because they put genetically modified crap in the food, and I won't eat shit no more. And then and then I kind of layered it and put some cheddar cheese on top of it and melted it in the oven and cooked it a little bit longer. And it's really good. And you could do the vegetarian version, do it without chicken if you wanted. Just use little tater tot. I think tater tots. I was just thinking about the flavor and the texture, and I think that would be the best. So next time I go to the store, I might get some tater tots and try and just kind of put them on the edge of it and bake it again, or maybe just bake the tater tots separate and then add it to it. That's the best way to do it. But I'm getting back into cooking. You know, today was a good day, and that's why I wanted to get on and do the talk early, because I was in a. Thanks, Lord Bear. I appreciate that. You can send it at straightpeoplelikeRainbows2@gmail.com. That's my email address. And it's on. I think it's on the website, but I got a video taken down. They didn't give me a strike. They just took it down. Said it was against their. I think it was one from when my friend Pete died, but he had gotten all the shots, and he was diabetic, didn't take care of himself, and so it was like, why are people surprised when people don't take care of themselves and then they get sick and die? I don't get. It's just like, it's such a shock. Anyway, but they took that video down, and but they didn't give me. It was weird, but they took away my ability to have links in my description is what they did. So I had my links, like my PayPal link in there, and I had like other links in there, but I think maybe it's just my PayPal link now that I think about it. But they said, you know, so I had to take my link out before I could put my description. It's just people sit in offices. I know how it works. That's the thing, is because I was in IT for so long, is that I know how like Active Directory and the back end works. Like people like, yeah, you can do this. Nope, you can't. And I know that's how the world is operated. So for people to think it's not, that's weird to me. Anyway, I yammered on long enough. That's about all I got for now. Thanks for hanging out. I hope you have a rad day. Peace.